You get what I'm saying? And that is one of the most important and definitive factors. So I'm gonna chime you in a little bit because I have to start today's master class. But thank you so much for everything that you do, and I greatly appreciate you. So you have an amazing day, and I'll call you in a little bit. I'm gonna hit up management in a little bit too. So maybe before I engage the new connection, then I'll do it that way. Okay. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, y'all. Bye. Okay, say no more. So today's numbers are 946. So we'll take a look into that. So 946. Yesterday, same time we were at 786 services. So we're at 946 for today. That's not too bad. I'm gonna put that in the board. First things first, we're gonna start the day with a prayer. So let's rock and roll. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for all of the blessings in our lives. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for all the blessings in our lives. We worry not about what we don't have because we're in the process of getting it. And in that journey, everything we do is in you. Amen. Amen. Let me organize this because we're already live. So I'm trying to think. You know what? Let's just work with it. I'm not gonna force anything. Hold on. We secure the network, which is the most important thing. Turn this off. Not gonna need the tab right there. Give me one quick second. Yo, and I cannot wait. I'm due for an upgrade. Oh man, what an amazing thing. So now I gotta go Bluetooth. Yo, and everything is powered up. Oh my goodness, man, that is amazing. I'm so grateful for everything. Thank you, Father, for everything. Because I'm telling you, this weekend was rough. Yesterday was very challenging, but still, we were blessed to do the right thing. Okay. All right, so that's done. This is connected. I am Bluetooth in 100%. Um, where should we start? We got the prayers in. Oh, you know what I realized? We're gonna have to do it old school. Yeah, bye. Look at my baby. Look at my baby. Yeah. Start the morning properly. One second. Top of the morning, Mr. Josh. Yo, I fell asleep super duper late. I woke up like 15 minutes late today. Rehearsal was excellent. It was till almost 2 in the morning. By 8:30, I was up already. But still, that's like 15 minutes past my scheduled time, right? Um, what was I gonna say? The marketing campaign is amazing. It was stemmed from what happened with the proprietor. And you have to understand, I literally went to my performance on my bike. So it's symbolic that the same blade silver that's on the bike is the same blade silver in my Dodici Cilindri. That's the new Ferrari. That's the 812 Superfast replacement. I don't like it because of the back hatch. The Spider I like for my brother. The hardtop I like for my father, but it's not my style. And I don't like to drive my father's car. So my father's real like fucked up and picky. Like he don't want people touching his cars and shit like that. So in the flyer, I'm showing a vehicle that would appeal to his age group because this is my father's personal car. You get what I'm trying to say? So he's thinking in the back of his mind, this is beyond all of the insecurities. Because as a business, we delivered on every front. It was made clear to him that he's not ready for real business because he didn't capitalize on Dominican independence. How much more of a bigger marketing campaign do you need, especially in this environment? when we are number one in technology. When you think about Florida, you got to think about technology. If you don't think about Florida and you don't think about technology, you're in the wrong place because this is the number one hub for technology. So the reason why we're able to even create the content, and let me tell you, it's all organic. Nothing is being forced. That's why I don't want to force any decisions. You get what I'm saying? Everything is coming together because I'm seeing my family heal and I'm seeing my family start to work together, and every person is taking a series of responsibilities, even if it is moral support. We've made it cool in our family to put in a vote for moral support, to give your perspective. It's okay to disagree. We're the first generation that has an education to say, listen, we can disagree, but our job as a family is still to understand. So with this marketing campaign, yes, he's looking at the bike's color, but now he sees it in my dad's Ferrari. So he's like, oh, wow, these people are serious. Now, mind you, long term, I'm thinking, listen, if you want to buy a Ferrari, you know that I'm a certified dealer. I'm number one in the world. In planet Earth, I'm number one in Ferrari. So, if you want to do business on that end, it's great, but you don't have to because I didn't show up there as a car dealer. I showed up there as an artist. So I'm not forcing him to buy a car for me or anybody else that he knows. But you know that a lot of the customers, of course, they want to buy a car from me because they're going to get the best deal and the best customer service. Because when you buy a car from us, you're buying a part of our family. So we take a lot of pride into everything that we do. But again, it was the insecurities that didn't let him see the vision. And it's more powerful because, of course, there's always a damsel in distress involved in the storyline. And even in that, when I'm telling you we passed the test with flying colors, and then the follow through, this is no less than the third or fourth time that I've reached out. Even the new flyers, I'm saying, listen, if we can't do business, you can always direct us to another proprietor. If you have a personal event for your family or your business partners, you can give my wedding package as a gift. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be part of the event. You could just buy the wedding package and then assign it to whoever you want because on the flyer there's a barcode and that barcode shows you, for example, I have a business meeting with the investors Wednesday at 1 o'clock. That's the only meeting I'm taking this week. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be seasoning the potatoes for next week, but for this investment, that time slot is allotted out, right? So when people try to book an event, they know, oh, he has a business meeting. Also, remember that the corporate office is only open Monday through Wednesday. We might extend to a Thursday if it's something priority. Thursday, the sabbatical starts. So that's a non-negotiable. And even that, the family is more comfortable with that concept. So when I'm speaking to my loved ones, I'm telling them like, yo, we have the best recipe, we got the best sauce. We have the best counsel. Who's gonna give you a better counsel than us? And I know for a fact, for the next 25 years, I can guarantee that. Because these artists cannot compete with my greatest hits. And that album came out in 2022. So you know what that means? What that basically means is the fact that nothing in the music industry or business has been able to compete with that album. The closest person is Bad Bunny. His album is a copy of mine. So when you hear his album, you like it, but when you hear my album, you love it, and you're like, I don't get it. But see, it's nothing personal. I want artists to follow in my footsteps and use my flows and use my intricacies of the way that I do music because that's what keeps it going forward. So they may be inspired, they work on a project. I may be inspired, I work on a project. But the point is, music is coming back because we're pushing everything forward every single day. So, in a sense, everything once again is coming together because once we have new equipment, once we're running new campaigns, it's gonna come organic because this is not just what we do, this is who we are every day, 24/7. Remember, Orlando alone, 26,000 weddings a month. How many weddings do we really need? I only need like 2 or 3 weddings a day. You give me 4 or 5 weddings, it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm gonna be in a helicopter in a few weeks. You get what I'm trying to say? That's not even reaching any major agreement. That's our family business. So now by putting the wedding packages like on a gift card or even a USB, like a thumb drive, I could put the music on there. It could be the organic, business marketing because I can make the USB album. I could put the album on the USB, and it's literally as thin as a business card. It's probably 2 or 3 times thicker. That's it. And I like those because the flap kind of twists out, and you can connect that to your car. But I still like the physical build of other ones that you could put like on a keychain because that way somebody could drive in their car, turn on the car, and they could plug in the album right to car Apple Play or Android Auto, whatever, because right now all the cars have that. So it's crazy how I was having a conversation about that with my other brother. I'm like, yo, every car has that. So again, we're able to capitalize on it now from an engineering standpoint. Imagine creating the content, actually talking about those things while promoting organically without forcing everything that we do. Because I guarantee you right now, if somebody calls and say, "Yo, I have a wedding for you at 2 o'clock is the rehearsal," I'll be there at the next hour. 1662. We have private jets. We could go anywhere within a few hours. We could go right now, load up fuel, gear up, and land in Tampa in no time. It's gonna take more time to take off and to land than to actually fly there. Because I could put the jets full speed once I'm in the sky. You get what I'm trying to say? So none of these proprietors have ever encountered business in that sense. They've never been able to basically like engage in business where people are being professionals. They're like, yo, this is an organized artist. This guy is really a professional. First of all, I walked in the building, everything's on forward. So I'm letting you know, I'm not here to play no games. And sometimes as an artist, you have to set that priority for yourself. Then I'm having a dialogue with the family about the international shows, and I say, yo, the graphics that we're gonna have when we're on stage performing, even my jewelry, they can't compete with that because we really know fashion. Of all things, you have a clothing line. It doesn't get more fashion than that. You get what I'm trying to say? We fail sometimes to give ourselves merit for the things that we do. You're a business owner, franchise owner, multiply, diverse and invested into different things, yet you're still creative. Yet you're still able to do artistic stuff, basically outside of the foundation that you already built. So you are an example. Just having an interview with a proprietor like you, think about it. I forgot what the statistic was because we actually spoke about it. I think it was 93,000 entrepreneurs or something like that, just in New York alone, right? And the statistic was, I think they were making like something north of $20 million. That's so many people. Think about it. That's my clientele right there. What is 10% of 90,000 deca millionaires? It's 10,000 people. Okay, how many weddings spawn from that? Has to be no less than a few thousand. So now you understand we're in a position of privilege and power. If we go to a different market, it's because we want to explore new business opportunities, not because we have to. So now more success is attainable because we're doing things based on what we want to do. All money is not good money. Not any promoter or venue could just say we want to hire you. I'd rather do a wedding, sweet 16 or quinceañera, before I do any arena. But if I'm going to do an arena, it's going to be in the right terms. Whether we do it with Live Nation and Ticketmaster, or we do it with Gigster and Peerspace, which are our business partners. There's nothing personal here. We're always able to sit down, you can have a conversation with us, and we can always build. None of these proprietors have ever encountered an artist that is ready at this level, organized at this level. And remember, I cannot even drive right now. Imagine in a few months, hopefully a few weeks, because again, part of that. Sorry, I don't want to say shaking on the button. Part of that shit is prayers. You have to understand, my mother's my business partner. I have to negotiate with my mom. in a way that she can understand. This somebody that has the mentality of like the 60s and 70s and really the 50s. The 50s is like 30s, 40s, and 50s, like my grandpa. You know, 50s, 60s, 70s, that's like my mother's era. 80s and 90s, that's all us. And we had the best era. So we're at a handicapped default. Remember, our generation, we raised our parents. We taught our parents what the internet was, what a touchscreen is, what's an iPad, what's an iPod, what's an AirPod. You get what I'm trying to say? Our parents didn't know about that stuff. They didn't have a radio with a touchscreen interface. Um, my brother was telling me how he changed the, the infotainment system, like safety system in his car, and the difference between like the 2027 or the 2026 and the 25 and the 24 is the user interface. Imagine me trying to explain to my mom on my Lamborghini to control the like the temperature, the AC and stuff like that. All that shit is a touchscreen. My mother doesn't like to touch that stuff. She doesn't want to do that. And she's most certainly not gonna talk to Gemini like Gemini, turn on the AC, turn on the heat. So we have to use that to our advantage. I have to explain it to my mom and build the bridge with my mom, just like I built the bridge with the family, just like I'm building the bridge with the proprietor. Remember, we don't have to do business today. We can do business in the future. You know how we are. We're always thinking long term. Most of these investors are thinking short term. So they put themselves out of the game before anything. You get what I'm saying? So it's a blessing that we were able to even have that breakthrough because I'm telling you, this weekend was hard. This weekend was one of the hardest weekends. Yesterday was one of the hardest days. And in the end, by the grace of God, we still finished out with the concert, full performance, full rehearsal, new marketing campaign. Everybody loves the flyer. You know, we can always add to it. Um, I'm trying to think. I think that the Beach Salingi is good for this marketing campaign. I don't know what I want to follow up with it afterwards, but everything is coming together organically and it's not perfect. And now people understand that I'm not always going to be at my best. I'm going to have days where I have no choice because I have to give happiness to my fans. You get what I'm saying? I can't be in somebody's event, whether it's corporate or private, and because I have an issue, I cannot showcase that to my fans. I can't showcase that to the public. I have to showcase strength. And that makes it even harder. That makes it more challenging because people don't realize, yo, behind the artist is a real person. Like I have real grandkids running around that need pampers and milk. I have nieces and nephews that need pampers and milk. You get what I'm trying to say? I have brothers and sisters that need pampers and milk. So the priority is no different. And emotionally and psychologically, I'm tormented because even though I want to discipline the elders in the family, I really cannot. They have the age, they have the experience, they have the dynamic of the know-how, what life is, was, and how it's going to be. My great grandmother saw the first television, the first radio, the first airplane, the first train, the first bus, the first car, the first this, first industry, first sewing machine, first iron, first coffee maker. I need to be able to build the bridge and say, okay, Abuela, look, this is how it used to be, this is how it was, and this is how it is now. There's no reason to fight with the infotainment system because it's touchscreen. Let me show you, mom. This is how you turn on the air conditioning. You know, I even have the extra dashboard thing that it shows you like my top speed, right? So if the speed limit is 75 and I'm doing 55 miles an hour because I'm enjoying my life, I'm listening to music. My mom can see on the passenger side, she can see how fast I'm going. So no more arguments about yo, you're driving too fast. No, I'm not driving too fast. You're hearing the engine right behind you. It's 12 cylinders right behind you. So I'm not driving fast. So I shouldn't have to stop my bachata. I'm pumping my music full blast. I shouldn't have to stop it because my mother's like, yo, you're driving too fast. I'm not driving too fast. It's just the noise of the engine. You know, I was speaking to one of the guys from the dealership. He's like, yo, the glass is like a quarter of an inch thicker. So now you hear less of the outside noise. Like between Revuelto and Aventador, you could hear the wind through the windows because, you know, they had to make everything light so the car could be fast. But Revuelto is hybrid. So the glass is a little bit thicker. The experience overall is more luxury style. And again, maybe when I walked into the venue, he just had no idea. Like I even had wardrobe change in my backpack. So he didn't know like I was coming as a complete professional. And the best thing that came out of it is the sound is amazing in that venue. But just because it's an amazing venue, amazing customer service, the people that work for this person are top class, world class. I'm talking about Fortune 500, the best of the best of the best. But he still may not be ready for business. And I knew that it was going to be a challenge based on what happened when I got there. But I know his brother from multimedia and digital technology. So I didn't want to put the pressure, but the proprietor put the pressure on himself. Like he felt that he had to deliver. Even in the moments of confusion, the professional etiquette, the customer service, the follow through put everything in its place. Because now all the people that were bumping their gums in the sidelines, they're like, oh man, look at the new flyers. Oh man, he's following through. Yo, he told us he's going to check with us every day, every other day. Every day we're running a marketing campaign. Most entrepreneurs are not going to do that. So now advantage us. What are we going to do next time? We're not going to go into, performance and go on stage wearing nothing but Tom Ford. Now it's going to be Banana Republic. Why? Because you're not at that level. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't need to wear none of my jewelry, not for that venue. You crazy? I'll shut down the whole downtown by myself. I could shut down the whole downtown with 4 speakers and 2 mics by myself. If this person is not ready to do business at this level, thank you very much for letting us know now. Because there's so many things, even that think about it for the content creation. Just having an interview. What if we sit down and just talk about business? Us three, we just sit down and talk about business. We're going to offer that to all proprietors, all business owners, especially when we throw a big event. But now this person is seeing in the marketing, I said, yo, if you want to run a digital marketing campaign, I can help you with that. I don't need anything from the event because I'm going to make my money from the content creation plus setting my wedding packages. And those wedding packages are not cheap because they are designed for the elites of the elites. It doesn't mean I'm not going to have medium venues and small venues because the small venues, I give them away for free. All the people from the churches and charities, they're always going to get the free concert every single day. But for the high-end clientele, they have to pay top dollar because they are the top 1%. So I cannot go into a negotiation with them trying to give them a discount that I would give to a single parent that's trying to do a quinceañera or 16 for their kid. You get what I'm saying? These people are pulling up in yachts. That's another complaint that I had. All these performances are like yacht performances. I don't think I feel too comfortable about that. So it's like, even so, with the marketing, I'm just trying to connect, but they never had anybody approach the situation like that. You get what I'm trying to say? So it puts us in a different echelon, and you know what? It's only going to get better. Better equipment, better marketing campaigns. For the engineering program, you know that I think we only have 48 engineers. We need 150 to qualify. So what does that tell me? Shit, I need 450 or 600 engineers because I want these people to know that we're not playing, that we're serious about business, and we are family-owned and operated business. We're a small family from the church. We're a military family from the church. We're small business owners and entrepreneurs, and our family reputation is everything. So it is an amazing thing just to have something so positive come from something that was so negative, that was supposed to be like the end all be all. And remember, 80% of the stress came from the family unit. So where does 100% of the improvement need to come from? It has to come from the family. And to see everybody in the family saying, you know what, my vote counts, my vote is important, my opinion, my perspective matters, is amazing. Now I go back and I listen to the podcast, and again, it sounds prophetic. It's like, wow, I really was able to execute, not just being well spoken, but being well versed and researched, because that's an important factor to this. You know what sets us apart is our education. You ever thought about that? If it wasn't for our education, we wouldn't be able to run these kind of businesses or these kind of investments or these kind of projects. And if people fall under the pressure now, imagine when it's more complex. Just imagine, okay, if you think this market is a challenge, right? Imagine Australia, the whole country. You know how big of an artist I am over there? We're talking Jesse Reyes, Mauricio Ruiz. That sound, that vibe, that's our lane. And we have the metadata to be able to showcase, like, yo, a song with me and Jesse Reyes will be more successful than the song she has with Eminem. So who comes into play? Wendy Day. Me and Eminem have the same birthday in White Clef. It's me, Eminem, and White Clef, right? Yo, that tells you everything right there. Do you think that those artists are able to put on a performance like us? We're giving you an arena experience at your venue. We're enticing the market. We're saying, yo, name your own price. I'm available for every venue. You know what I'm saying? If you cannot afford to pay for my wardrobe, don't worry. Because I have an entire clothing line to choose and pick from. Whether it's high end, button down, suit and tie, or it's urban. And for the urban, what am I doing right now? What's big? America. Everything, the American flag, everything, American Eagles everywhere. I go to Jamaica, everything Jamaica. I go to Puerto Rico, everything Puerto Rico. I go to Dominican Republic, everything Dominican Republic. I go to Cuba, everything Cuba. So on the graphics, it's like sweatpants, and then it has the hoodie, but they both match. So the graphics go from pants all the way to the hoodie. So if it'll have the Cuban flag or the Puerto Rican or Dominican flag, it has it on the whole thing. So now I combine that with the sneakers. Now I can pick jewelry. For example, I was talking yesterday. I have my Sonic piece, right? That's my favorite. That's my biggest joint. But I have different versions of it. So you know what I'm gonna use for these type of performances? I'm gonna use the knuckles piece because the diamonds on it is a different color. So when the light hits it, it's different. So now it's the same package, same wedding package, same greatest hits, same performance, but we're packaging it different. That's why on one flyer you see Sonic and on the other flyer you don't. But the flyer that doesn't have Sonic is too corporate. It feels too intimidating. It's nice to have it, so I always send both of them. But the one with Sonic is the one because when I go on stage, I'm gonna open with the Pokemon song number one. Then I'm gonna do the Power Ranger song. Then I do the summoning of the fucking Green Ranger. Then I do the Green Ranger shit, and then I go into the mix. By the time I finish the mix, I'm doing like the top 40, top 50 Latin urban joints. I'm doing the whole Aventura catalog, and only like I think two or three songs. I could do more, but like probably like two or three songs. Then we do the performance. Then we do the podcast. We do the interviews. We do the content creation. Then I play the final set as a full DJ. Not as a DJ warming up to perform, but as somebody playing a curated playlist. What does that tie into? We are curated. What do we sell? Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. No proprietor should feel the pressure that because I sell the world's greatest high-end cars, that you have to buy a car from me. I wasn't there as a car dealer. I was there as an artist. And not only am I an artist, I'm an entrepreneur. So I had to be professional because when I'm in public, I'm representing the whole family. So we take pride in what we do. You get what I'm trying to say? They've never ever experienced an artist or company or firm or family with this level of excellence and professionalism. I'll leave you with that, yo. Yo, even that I'm gonna put in a new book. Even that is amazing. Peace and blessings be with you. I need to hit up Topo right now, so I'll hit you right back. I should be in my office by 11 and change. Y'all all right. And God has a plan. We got this. Yo, the flyers is fire. Wait till we come up every day. We're gonna do something different. Buenos días a todos. Saludos y bendiciones, líder. Aquí estamos martillando. Nueva campaña de marketing. Ya llegaron los flyers. Yo se los mandé a usted. Ni los propietarios esperaban una experiencia tan profesional. Estamos desarrollando una reputación de un servicio al cliente más allá de presidencial. Estoy hablando de un servicio al cliente imperial de familias que son de reyes y reinas. Que tengo un maravilloso día por el día de hoy. Yo me voy a desayunar. Yo me acosté tarde porque el concierto se acabó como a las 2:00 de la noche. Yo me levanté a las 8:30. Yo tuve que cambiarme en 15 o 20 minutos y salí, mira, corriendo. Y después se me quedaron los audífonos. Tuve que ir para atrás a buscar los audífonos. Pero que Dios lo bendiga. Yo lo voy a mantener al día. Voy a comenzar la campaña de marketing, pero tengo que dar una clase de ingeniería. Me voy a desayunar ahora mismo y de ahí voy a coger para la iglesia y de ahí voy a coger para ayudar a mi familia en los negocios. Así que Dios los bendiga, que tenga un día maravilloso. Me le manda saludos a mi sobrino y a mi sobrina, que yo he visto la foto. Mira, yo estaba dándole corazoncito a todas las fotos. Y también ¿cómo se dice? La campaña de marketing digital. Usted sabe que cuando yo cierro el sistema, yo le mando todos los poderes a usted. Así que esté atento con eso porque está funcionando y todo el mundo me está tirando y aquí estamos rezando. Así que saludo a toda la gente de los míos. Nosotros comenzamos un coro que se llama el coro de los viajadores de tiempo confirmados. Porque es que estamos demasiado avanzados. Que Dios los bendiga ya la verdad. Y mire, perdóneme que esta vaina tiene un setting de límite, pero cuando yo llegue a la oficina, yo le voy a dar toda la información. Pero gracias a Dios todo va bien, que es lo más importante, que tenga un día maravilloso. Cami, reunión mandatoria. Yo te voy a tirar en un ratico porque tenemos una reunión con los inversores mañana a la 1:00 p.m. Ya yo le dejé un mensaje a Josh, le dejé un mensaje a Topo y le dije que yo iba a estar en mi oficina un poquito después de las 11 y que podemos hablar más profundamente en esos conceptos. Te queremos demasiado, ponte la pila, que la vaina está fuerte, ya la verdad. Loco, yo vi tu mensaje y yo te voy a tirar más tarde, que tengo reunión el día entero, hoy y mañana. Yo te debo saber el progreso, ¿ok? Ya la va. Básicamente te compré un revuelto, loco, porque vamos a hacer la campaña, los tigres están contentos. No te puedo prometer color, pero yo voy a ver qué tengo en el inventory. Y tengo un par de carros que no están broken in, que son menos de 500 millas, pero yo creo que yo vi uno que tenía como 800 millas. So, ese es el tuyo. El de Bunker tiene como casi 900 millas, el mío tiene como 1300. Pero que tú sabes que eso es una demostración para los managers de los dealers. Eso es un test drive, 20 millas y ya para atrás. You know what I mean? So, no es como que alguien abusó del vehículo. Pero nada, loco, ya tú sabes, tú tienes un rato que tengo que hacer un tro de vaina y me tengo que desayunar, que estoy seco, ya la vaina. Entonces, that part is done. Uh-oh, we got a prototype. Prototype. Yes. Yo, everybody was happy with the movie. That's what's up. That's what's up. We got a major props. Ya lo sabe. Look at the new avatar. Y'all ain't ready. If you like the movie, you're gonna love the avatar. All right, let's go. What we got? What we got here? Boom, ready. Y'all ready? Remember, this is a regular extra month from and you know, I don't eat that in zero.
Miss, ma'am, somebody wipe this off. Thank you.
But I'm gonna eat it first. I need the protein. I don't want to eat, but I know I have to. I'm diabetic. So it's like a bootleg salchichon. So, official test start time 2 minutes. Same format. 5 pages, 5 paragraphs each. 5 words each sentence. 5 sentences per paragraph. 5 computer spaces in between. 5 revisions. You can use your hyperscientific. You can use any artificial intelligence or any technology, but you must show the work and share it with the class. If you did not show the work and share it with the class, I'm going to assume all you did was use technology, and you will get zero credit for it. Go, rapid fire. Let's go. Bloomberg, open up your Baja apps too, because we need to check the market. More of my family members are into investing now, so I gotta help them too. All right, let's go.
Picking proved
Let's
painful.
pick up where we left off.
So he ordered the supplies he needed from Amazon Business. And positively prospered. Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying.
Equity indices built on opinions? That's the old way. The new way is Bloomberg Equity Indices, built using transparent, rules-based methodologies that are more responsive to changes in the markets, powered by 450 billion daily data points, and backed by research from hundreds of global experts, delivering benchmarks driven by the markets, not opinions. Bloomberg Equity Indices. Get evolved benchmarks for today's equity markets.
This is the Asia Trade. I'm Naval Hong in Singapore. I'm Heidi Stroud-Watts in Sydney. The top stories this hour.
We will easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay, whatever it takes.
President Trump refusing to put a timeline on the war with Iran and not ruling out American boots on the ground, while Tehran responds to the latest attacks with missile launches across the region. Oil surging as the conflict threatens shipping disruptions, with natural gas spiking after Qatar shuts the world's biggest plant. Treasuries under pressure with inflation fears dimming the chances of interest rate cuts. Plus, the UAE and Qatar lobbying US allies to persuade Trump to keep the conflict short, while China also urging Iran to rethink attacks on its neighbors. Heidi, it's really this worst case scenario that's been unfolding for global energy supplies. In the past day, we've heard about how Qatar and Saudi production has been affected. Energy costs, the highest in years. Today, we are seeing in terms of Brent prices hanging on to most of those gains from yesterday of about $4 a barrel, so roughly 71 at the moment.
Let's
And
go
we are
China trade because
We will
I
easily
just realized
prevail.
that
We're
my wife
already
is not on today.
substantial.
the White House as the fallout from the conflict in Iran spreads across the Middle East. It's day two of us really still assessing the market impact from what's been going on in the Middle East. We were just talking about that shelter-in-place sort of alert that happened in the embassy in Riyadh. So that certainly is the latest when it comes to that side of things. But you're hearing about energy assets in the Middle East getting hit. You're seeing gas prices surge in Europe, and now there seems to be a bit of an inflationary scare among these markets too.
It's playing out, right? So I think you had a massive move up in the break-even rates. We're looking at yields just about globally on the way up. There's separately on the inflation print, also on the story in the Middle East. Leading the pop right now in the bond markets is Aussie short-end yields, right? Because that's a separate story that pertains to their willingness and openness to respond with policy to contain inflation expectations. There's that, of course. We're hearing, of course, LNG prices to the upside, shipments and rates are being quoted more than double what we normally see. So there is an inflationary impact that is starting to creep into the narrative right now. So it's leading to bond yields on the way up. And the interesting, we just had a look at this, the the first rate cut, the next rate cut out of the Fed was pushed back by about a meeting from, I think it was July before the weekend. We're now looking at September on that.
Yeah, if you're talking about elevated energy prices for who knows when, it certainly is going to make it much harder for central banks to cut rates, right? Especially the Fed. And the Asia impact to all of this is quite interesting as well, given the fact that they do import a lot of this LNG from the Middle East. I think it's roughly about a quarter. So, it seems like traders, you're seeing them really kind of scramble to look for sort of alternative cargoes here right now. And what this means, how long this sort of disruption could last. We're going to have shipping guests coming up to talk a little bit more about all the disruptions that they're seeing across the board. We've also had some conflicting messages out of Washington about really how long the war with Iran might last.
We have the strongest and most powerful by far military in the world, and we will easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay, whatever it takes.
Our ambitions are not utopian. They are realistic. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission.
You shouldn't have to have an engineering degree just to keep your lights on in a blackout. Most backup systems are a mess.
Yeah, so the conflict is the main artery right now when you look at markets. So Brent is just coming online. We're better by about 1.5%, 1.2 in dollar terms to the upside. Obviously, the entire energy complex is moving to the upside because it now has moved into, as Yvonne is pointing out, gas and Qatar in the mix here. Very quickly, have a look at where we are as far as the dollar is concerned, the 2s and 10s. We talked about this massive melt up in yield. It's not just there. We're looking at across the region with Oz short end yields higher by double-digit basis points today. We're looking at the US 10 giving back a little bit right now, or the US 2 rather. In case you missed that stat we just mentioned earlier on, so the next rate cut out of the Fed has been pushed back by a full meeting to now September is being priced as the next one, fully priced as the next one. Equity markets, interesting story here because you do have, of course, broader risk aversion still as the prevailing theme across these markets. Asia's down 0.9 to 1%. Europe got absolutely clobbered yesterday, so we're tracking, of course, futures there. Within the space, though, Korea's catching down. Separately, there's an NVIDIA story that's showing up in some pockets of the Japanese equity market. And China's actually looking to open better, relatively speaking, compared to what we're seeing across the region. In fact, A50 futures are coming online. Looking at Shanghai oil prices, wow, okay, there we go, 11% to the upside of Shanghai crude. A50 futures are pointing to the upside, and we're looking at dollar China. Yes, that's correct. We're now trading at 690. We're back to 690 on the exchange rate there.
Yep. Okay. We are just tracking some lines that are crossing here with J.D. Vance, the vice president of the U.S., has been making comments to Fox News, and maybe talk a little bit more about the rationale and maybe the timing of why the U.S. and Israel decide to strike on Iran. And he says, Trump wanted to make sure that Iran never had a nuclear weapon. There has been a lot of talk of whether they were striking at a moment of weakness for Iran, or was this really about this nuclear capabilities that needed, or there was a move for necessity to kind of strike the Republic. But certainly they're talking about the U.S. has a lot of capacity in Iran. That's according to J.D. Vance here this morning. Let's get the latest now with Derek Waldman. He's our Bloomberg senior editor. Obviously, we're continuing to hear maybe that there could be more explosions or alerts at least coming out from the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh as well. But just get us up to speed on what's the latest, Derek.
Yeah, Yvonne, we're currently, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning in Dubai, and so across the Middle East, we're just before sunrise. We're still hearing reports of activity going on throughout the night over in that part of the world. You're talking about explosions and trying to figure out sort of where things are going, and a lot of kind of people just not sure as we're still in the night hours. The sun is going to come up fairly shortly. There will be assessments of damage and things of that nature. It does appear, according to the Saudi Defense Ministry, that there was an attack by a pair of drones on the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh. they're suggesting minor damage. They're still waiting on assessments there, but you're seeing from the White House and the American Day and from the State Department words committing to do what's necessary, kind of trying to put a little bit of a limited time frame on the overall thing, not trying to signal that there's any desire to be in a protracted war or conflict, but at the same point pledging to do whatever it takes, in terms of this operation.
Derek, we're just to mark more of these lines coming through out of the U.S. Vice President here, talking about how President Trump has clearly defined what he wants to accomplish. What question marks, has he, I think, what have you seen in as far as has he spelled out the objective here, apart from obviously the nuclear issue that Yvonne just pointed out? Do we understand why we're here in this situation? Because that goes in some way to seeing where the possible off-ramp might be, Derek.
Yeah, we've heard a number of comments from the White House and senior administration officials during the day in the American Day, and there have been a varied range of things. Let me be really clear, a varied range of things. The White House has said that the goal here is to degrade Iran's capabilities. Trump has said for a long time that the U.S. did do so with the nuclear program with prior strikes, but there was some regions that
prices over in Europe.
A lot of skepticism from the party opposite.
Derek, thank you. Derek Walbank, senior editor there, with the latest on the actual conflict front. Lots of things are happening. My screens are split between energy prices and inflation headlines, monetary headlines, equity markets. So we're looking at most of these angles, and it's hard to really keep up. In case you missed the move overnight, that massive move in energy prices over in Europe, right? We're not talking just low double digits. We're talking 40, 50% in many cases. It's now graduated the conversation into gas, with Qatar now involved. In fact, nat gas prices surging there after Qatar Energy shut its LNG production hub there following attacks on its Ras Laffan complex. Iranian attacks, of course, have impacted other energy assets also in the region. To help us get us up to speed on that front, Stephen Zapchinsky, who leads our Asia energy coverage, joins us from Singapore. Stephen, talk to us about the gas angle now. Where are we?
I emphasize again, it is free to join my community. The stocks I share are also free. The techniques and strategies I teach are also free. So please don't ask me if I charge a fee, and don't say it's a scam. I only need popularity and word of mouth, not the so-called membership fee. If you want to get the stocks I offer, please join me first. Make sure it fits your own ideas and then buy a little to verify. I only have one account and never charge any fees.
When you first look at a stock chart, it might just seem like lines going up and down like it does to Winston, but trained eyes often recognize repeating formations, like a heartbeat-style rhythm that hint at potential shifts. And it's not a secret formula, and it's not a guarantee. It's simply the result of knowing what to look for through study and practice. This is why building chart reading skills through education can make the market feel a lot less random. I'm Felix Prehn, this is Winston, the brains behind it all, and we've worked as investment bankers, well, me mostly, an economist, and also as a lawyer. And I spent more than 20 years in the financial world studying how professional traders approach the markets. When I first started trading, I was like most everyday people, relying on hype, holding too long, and letting it look.
Talk to us about the gas angle now. Where are we?
Yeah, I think I just want to kind of take a step back. I've been covering LNG, looking at the market for about 15 years, and I've never seen such a large outage in my career. I've talked to other traders. This is likely the largest LNG shutdown, an unplanned outage in the history of the industry that spans over 50 years. The Ras Laffan complex provides 20% of global LNG supply. And to put that into context, Qatar is the second biggest supplier of LNG on Earth, just behind the United States. So without that supply, you're obviously going to see an increase in prices. And now the focus is, how long is this facility offline? It has 14 production trains It has staffs of thousands. Can they bring it back online quickly if there is some sort of peace deal? Is the facility damaged? That's unknown because there was an drone attack. They didn't give very many other details. Situation where this left of Ukraine, but the price
talked about the correction that we saw when it comes to 8 shares yesterday, that 10% drop from October 2nd level. So certainly that's one thing to watch. Southbound net flows is interesting. We did actually see mainland buyers come through and buy on the dip here. So that could be a telling signal there, but maybe we could be seeing a bit more of that change. COY as well, quite a bit of weakening in the currency, right? We're actually back up to 690 levels. We'll see what the fix brings us here. But yes, there also is that CPPCC briefing. Let's not forget what's happening in Beijing too.
We do have, in fact, a fix right now coming up at 69088 against the US dollar. So it is a 690 handled as far as the fix is concerned. We'll see with CNY, of course, off onshore trades in about 15 minutes or so. Just on some sectors we're tracking, defense for very obvious reasons, chips following the sell-off yesterday, energy and materials. Given the continued upward pressure, we're seeing that. I'll even include precious metals, right? Given where gold is currently. A couple of stocks to watch: Xiaomi on the downgrades, Baba being added to the Goldman conviction list, and also Minimax, given, of course, that revenue guidance coming out of the company. Minimax and friends meaning, of course, peers in the industry.
Yeah, we'll see if we'll see a big move in the stock, just given the numbers have come out, which are quite substantial here as well. Coming up, though, we're going to speak with CSCI Director Mona Yacoubian, joining us to explain why the strikes on Iran may prove to be a costly gamble by the U.S. Futures are pointing slightly to the upside here today. We're up about 0.5%. This is the China Show.
We would love for there to be an Iran that's not governed by radical Shia clerics. We would love to see this regime be replaced. The objective of this mission is to make sure they don't have these weapons that can threaten us and our allies in the region. That's why we're doing what we're doing now. And while we would love to see a new regime, the bottom line is no matter who governs that country a year from now, they're not going to have these ballistic missiles and they're not going to have these drones to threaten us.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio there outlining the administration's reasons for attacking Iran. Joining us now from Maryland is bringing Mona Yacoubian, Director and Senior Advisor of the Middle East Program at the CSIS. Mona, it's great to have you on the program. You just heard from Marco Rubio there on really what the rationale was for the U.S. and Israel to strike Iran. Does that seem justified in your eyes?
I think there's still a very disturbing lack of clarity as to the rationale. I mean, we've heard numerous reasons raised, from Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile capabilities to addressing the leadership in Iran, etc. None of it really seems to make sense in terms of available intelligence reporting, none of which points to an imminent threat. And therefore, this really looks more to have been a war of choice rather than a war of necessity. And we are seeing play out now, just entering the fourth day of this conflict, the multiple downside risks, from energy market hits to U.S. soldiers being killed in combat, to security risks in American embassies being targeted, to multiple countries now becoming embroiled in this conflict. We are truly watching a region-wide conflagration unfold before our eyes.
So, Mona, among the many risks, what do you think is most pertinent at the moment? If I know that's almost an impossible question to isolate that, but where do I need to be looking?
Well, I think the energy markets are in particular significant, given this part of the world's crucial role in both oil and gas markets. And your analyst that was on before me was laying down these historic jumps in gas prices. I think the problem is we don't know the duration of this conflict, obviously. And frankly, it's very hard to imagine that this is going to be a replay of the 12-day war that we saw this past June. This is far more complex. It involves far many more countries. And of course, with the assassination of the supreme leader and questions about who's even in charge in Iran and what's Iran's risk tolerance, I would argue that is going to have enormous reverberations across global energy and shipping markets. And of course, we also have to look at lives that are at risk across the region.
Oh, I can't believe it. Finally, you're moving. Can we still be best friends? Forever. But how? I don't know. Can I have it?
Kids can't have phones.
No. The box is illegal.
Of course.
This is so good. I've got it. You've got what? This will help you when I'm not back. Wow! It can help you understand Stanley like me. Aww. I'm gonna miss you too, Stanley. Hey, haven't finished packing. The time! Oh, you're hurrying. Do you want to become my invisible? Yeah. That's fun! Now, all better. We have a really important secret. It will always be there. And if you need a flight to join me, this can turn any box into a spaceship. Wow. Really? Yeah. I'm gonna miss you so much, Paige. I'm gonna miss you too. Remember, best friends forever. Best friends forever.
Please give a warm welcome to CEO and Head of Device Experience Division, TM Rowe.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Every groundbreaking technology follows a similar journey. It begins as a marvel, rare, expensive, and loudly celebrated. But the technologies that change history to something different. They fade into the background, not because they lose power, but because they become infrastructure. AI stands now. Infrastructure is about responsibility. It's for everyone, everywhere, without expertise or friction. But there is still a gap between what AI promises and what you actually experience. That's where Galaxy keeps pushing forward. We're building life-enhancing innovations that are dependable, broadly available, and
Oh, they
foundational
put the
to
lights.
everyday life.
Oh, my joint got
To
the
achieve
lights in the
this,
bottom.
our priorities
Yes.
are clear.
Yeah, finally, yo.
Openness and confidence.
Damn,
First,
that's what's up.
AI must become
Yeah,
a part
I need
of
that.
our
I need that.
infrastructure. You should be able to enjoy its benefits through the devices you use every day. We are expanding Galaxy AI across
You did a
our
good job, yo.
entire ecosystem to
21.
reach everyone. Second, openness. For AI to truly matter, it needs to be effortless. True openness means offering the same quality of experiences to everyone. That's why Galaxy AI is designed to be easy and always available, adapting to you seamlessly and effortlessly without a learning curve. That brings us to our final pillar, confidence. People have every right to ask, where is my information being shared? How is it being used? So we built Galaxy AI with advanced security and privacy at its core. We've evolved Samsung NAT security platform to protect your data and give you full control over your information. With the security by default, you can enjoy personalized AI experiences with confidence. Confidence also means power. That's why we are pushing boundaries with unmatched performance. Working closely with our chipset partners, we have co-developed an industry-leading custom AP designed for Galaxy. Together with the groundbreaking camera and the world's first built-in privacy display. When AI is widely embraces openness and is built on confidence, it becomes infrastructure. And from there, it evolves into agentic AI. Imagine a phone that anticipates your needs before you even realize them. A phone that learns your habits and adapts in real time. A phone that takes actions on your behalf. This is the agentic AI phone. Now, let's meet the Galaxy S26 series.
Thank you. AI is about making your life more seamless. And like TM said, it's being integrated into our daily lives, designed to work for everyone, everywhere. This is why Samsung introduced Galaxy AI 2 years ago, to bring you practical help every day when you need it most, through the one device that never leaves your side. How many of you have missed important notifications because they got lost in a flood of alerts. Wouldn't it be nice if you could cut through that clutter and filter out the important things? Galaxy AI can now understand notifications on your screen to help with just that. Let me show you. I start each morning by checking Now Brief. It gives me a personalized overview of my day. Here's a look at my brief. It includes the weather, my schedule, and even my energy level. And you'll notice it pulled this reservation here. Now here's the amazing part. I completely forgot to put this in my calendar. But Galaxy AI remembered the confirmation in my notifications and automatically reminded me. When things get overwhelming, a gentle reminder like this allows me to just get on with my day. But Galaxy AI does more than organize your life. It can also do things on your behalf, like taking calls. Let's be honest, we don't answer every call. For those calls you can't get to, or the ones you don't want to get to, Galaxy AI can give you a clear, simple summary of who called and what they wanted. This way, you can decide what needs your immediate attention and what can wait. And the best part, it all feels effortless, like you've got a personal assistant. We also wanted to make using your Galaxy device as easy as possible. The all-new Bixby is smarter and understands you better, so navigating your device is as simple as having a chat. If you need to change a setting or find a feature, all you have to do is ask, like, how do I charge another device with mine? But we didn't just make Bixby smarter inside your phone. We added a brand new capability that goes beyond device control. Now Bixby can bring you up-to-date information directly in the conversation, keeping you in your flow without having to open another app. But sometimes you need to go deeper. We've all been down that research rabbit hole. What started off as a quick search turns into multiple open tabs, comparing different sites, reading reviews, and jumping back and forth. Galaxy AI already helps you summarize, translate, and read highlights aloud. But now, starting with the Galaxy S26 series, the all-new Samsung browser is partnering with Perplexity. So you'll be able to research faster with Ask AI, a powerful AI tool to help you do more while browsing. Ask AI will take all the research across all your tabs, even your recent history, and combine it with the intelligence of conversational AI to help you answer all of your questions. But not every question requires a deep dive. Sometimes you just want to know what you're looking at. Circle to Search with Google has made searching more seamless for hundreds of millions of Galaxy users worldwide since we introduced it with Google at Unpacked 2 years ago. You can circle to look up items directly, translate text, and even identify a song playing in the background or on screen. It makes searching more contextual and immediate.
I got the orange one too.
And with the Galaxy S26 series, we're taking this a step further. Because we know sometimes it's not just the one item that catches your eye, it's the whole vibe. So starting today, you'll be able to circle to search multiple objects at once, so you can easily find the look.
Very nice.
Just use Circle to Search to instantly find every piece, from tops to footwear and everything in between, all in one search. No need for all the back and forth. But of course, a lot of back and forth can also happen in chat rooms. And when this happens, we can easily get distracted. So we want to keep you in your flow. Now Galaxy AI can assist you right inside the chat with gentle nudges, reducing steps. If you're texting with a friend and they ask for photos from last weekend, usually you have to dig through your album, scroll through hundreds of photos, find them, and then share. But now, Galaxy AI understands the context and does the work for you. Or if they ask if I'm free to catch up over some Korean barbecue next weekend. Again, normally I'd leave the chat, open my calendar, scroll to the date, and then come back to reply. But now Nudge brings my calendar to me, understanding the context so I can check and respond in seconds. Galaxy AI helps you stay in your flow. And this is what we mean by AI is infrastructure. It moves the technology out of your way so you can move through your day. But to build experiences that feel this natural, you need a foundation that is secure by design. To explain how we bring this to life, please welcome our COO, Won-Jun Choi.
This car is gorgeous. Look at this. Damn, Wally, look at this.
Thank you.
This is what I'm talking about.
Innovation has always been at the core of Galaxy.
Man, we have tough days with God.
Think back to the early days of smartphones. The hardware was the breakthrough in itself.
Computer. Stop.
And it laid the foundation for a new era.
No.
Then the transformation accelerated when apps unlocked meaningful experiences. Today, we're at the same inflection point with AI. AI today lives in moments, inside apps, features, and workflows. But that's not enough. Mass adoption will happen when AI turns the things you already do every day into something you can do better, faster, and with less friction. So how do we achieve that? We believe requires platform-level innovation that is personal, adaptive, and agentic. The first two pillars, personal and adaptive, are about understanding context. Your phone is your most personal device, and it has the potential to help you in ways no other device can. An AI phone needs to offer suggestions that feel truly personal and relevant, like how now brief recalls information, or now nudge provides suggestion at the right moment. At the foundation of this is the personal data engine, or the PDE. The PDE turns the scattered data on your device into meaningful data that AI can actually use. But we also know, with this level of access, trust is everything. Galaxy AI is built with protection at its core. To deliver personalized experiences, Galaxy AI needs information. But we must ensure that only the right services get that access. That's why we built Keep. It maintains the digital walls between your apps, ensuring your data is isolated, verified, and protected. But real security goes deeper than software. Samsung Note's Vault is physically built into the phone and isolated from the rest of the system. It protects your most sensitive information, such as your passwords, your security keys, and your biometrics. So even if the main software is attacked, the vault remains locked. For Galaxy AI features that use the cloud, rule is simple. Your data is processed to deliver an answer and then deleted. And because protection is most effective when you are in control, we put transparency and choice in your hands. This brings us to the third pillar, agenting.
This is
Turning understanding into action. Think about how we interact with our devices today. We have incredible apps for everything we do. But getting this done
very
often
nice.
requires a lot of manual staff.
Listening.
Our vision is to simplify the flow and to remove the barriers between intent and action. So you can simply say what you want, and AI will understand your intent and help you get things done. To do this, we need to offer the most powerful agents available. We believe in working with the best agents available, building them onto a secure foundation, so you can choose the AI that best fits your life. We work closely with Google to make Gemini the core of this agency experience, providing seamless actions across apps, and we are also working together to expand these actions to more services and partners. But to make this happen, we must evolve from a traditional operating system to an intelligent operating system, where AI is integrated into every layer. And we are working closely with Android to make this a reality. To tell you more about how we are building this AI OS together, please welcome Samir, President of the Android ecosystem.
Thank you, Wanju. Hi, everyone. Samsung and Google have been partners for over a decade, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible with technology. Today, as Wanju mentioned, we're looking toward the next chapter of Android and fundamentally evolving the platform. This means moving from an operating system to an intelligent system, a platform that truly understands and works for you. We've got some amazing things in the next release of Android, and I'm excited to share more about that in the coming months. But we didn't want to make you wait for everything. On the Galaxy S26 series, we're excited to share an early preview of Gemini's next evolution that lets you get more done across your phone, inspired by the breakthroughs we've seen with Circle to Search. As Rachel mentioned, Circle to Search has completely changed how people interact with nearly 600 million Android devices. And now, it brings the new ability to search multiple objects at once. Whether you're inspired by a celebrity's outfit or creator style in your feed, it's so easy to find a similar look yourself. With a simple gesture, you can break down the whole look. And with a few taps, you can try something on and check out.
What?
So we got to thinking, how can we use these kinds of AI capabilities to help you accomplish even more on your phone? Baby. The industry calls it agentic AI.
It's all right.
I just call it getting stuff done. Let me share an example. I'm finally leaving the office, keys in hand, when the family group chat starts exploding. It's pizza night. Suddenly, I'm being flooded with different texts. Pepperoni here, no onions there. Somebody wants a specific drink, and now my son apparently needs garlic knots. Usually, that's my cue to sit in the parking lot for 10 minutes toggling between different apps, manually to build this complex order. But now, I can simply ask Gemini to handle it. I asked Gemini to look at the chat thread, figure out what to order, and make it happen on one of my favorite delivery apps. And while I'm headed to the car for my commute, Gemini is hard at work. Because it's happening in the background, my phone is still mine to use. I can take a call or catch up on a podcast while Gemini navigates the app for me. It's built with user transparency and control, so If I want to stay in the loop, I can watch Gemini work in real time, following along with every step it takes. And once my card's ready, I'll get an alert from Gemini to take another look. And if I'm happy with the order,
those are the
press submit,
factory
and it's
exclusives.
done. So, how does this work? Android is able to launch the app you
It's got a
need in a
lot
virtual
of
window.
those wheels right there.
And then Gemini
about it,
3
every
uses
event,
its reasoning and multimodal
right there in the front,
capabilities
you
to make
come
a
in,
plan
bang.
and navigate the app to get the
You guys
task
have the
done.
rims available?
Just like
Yes,
you
we
would.
do. Now,
Turning your intention
these have
into
to,
action.
oh no, wait a minute, these are custom.
Getting this right is pretty
They
important.
look like the
So we're
factory
excited to make this
exclusives, they're
early
not.
preview available
Just
on the
really like
S26
they're
to get
aftermarket,
feedback
but
from all of
they're
you
pretty
and our developer community. This capability will initially be available on a limited set of apps with more to come. You can get your groceries, book a ride, or order a meal
I
on
kid
apps like
that way, yo.
DoorDash
That
and
really
Grubhub.
got first.
Give it a try and tell us what you think. In partnership with Samsung, we're defining a new era of mobile intelligence. And Android is always where you see the future first. Thank you for having me here today.
Terry looks
Back to
nice,
you,
like
Watch.
Reese's Buttercup. Very nice. Very nice.
We are incredibly excited about the future of mobile AI and how the ecosystem of devices that knows you best will transform into the companion that helps you most. To tell you about the engine that will drive this, please welcome back Rachel.
Thank you.
Wow.
The seamless intelligence that Juan June and Samir just described demands a powerful foundation. So we worked closely with industry-leading partners to customize APs for the Galaxy S26 series. On the Galaxy S26 Ultra, a 39% more powerful NPU enables faster on-device AI. From generative features to real-time context understanding, you'll see results quicker right when you need them. This level of responsiveness holds even when you're multitasking. A 19% faster CPU keeps on-device AI feeling instant while your apps launch quickly. So even when you move between multiple apps or browser tabs, you can pick up where you left off seamlessly. And for the gamers, the Galaxy S26 Ultra provides their most powerful gaming experience yet. With Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, the 24% improved GPU handles heavy visuals effortlessly. And through Vulkan optimization, everything you see stays fluid and sharp. We're continuing to expand the list of Vulkan optimized titles to keep bringing this level of performance to even more games. With the 17% boost in ray tracing performance, you'll notice a significant difference in visually demanding moments, like when the light hits the water and how the shadows move with you. This is console-level performance in your pocket.
I got the lights at the bottom.
The Galaxy S26 Ultra also holds up during heavy spec games thanks to advanced thermal management. Introducing our largest vapor chamber ever. We're now on our 6th iteration, which provides improved performance with a redesigned internal structure.
Custom stripe.
Combined with the newly added side tip, the device manages heat more efficiently. And that efficiency extends to the battery. We've optimized power consumption to give you all-day battery life with up to 31 hours of video playback. Then, when you do need a quick boost to keep it going, Galaxy S26 Ultra delivers the fastest charging speeds we've ever offered, reaching up to 75% in as little as 30 minutes. So you can power up quicker and stay unplugged for longer. And when you're doing more for longer, whether it's gaming, streaming, or scrolling. The performance should pay off where you experience it the most, the display. Display innovation has always been central to the Galaxy experience. On the Galaxy S26 series, our processor advances fundamentals beyond brightness and smoothness for a higher fidelity image. Our Indian IE powers enhanced image processing, so colors appear more subtle and natural with smoother gradients. The skies are more vibrant, and the shadows are more deep. Combined with the AI-enhanced Pro Scaler, you get improved image scaling, so photos and videos appear richer and clearer at a glance. But a great display has to go beyond clarity. We wanted to add a whole new capability, one that redefines what display innovation can look like. Let's take a look. Brighter, more interactive, wider, flexible, and smoother screens.
911R.
For years, we've pushed display innovation forward.
Military combo.
But in our pursuit to provide the best viewing experience,
Come on, Bloomberg.
we inevitably made it clearly visible to everyone. Privacy films can be a temporary solution, but there are trade-offs. Dimmer screens, inconveniences when sharing. Wouldn't it be great if you can control your display based on when you want to share versus what you want to keep private?
Yo, the way they designed the screen, once I saw it, I was like, yo, it's a copy. It's okay. They did a good job.
Traditionally, displays are designed to be viewed from the widest angles possible. So standard pixels spread light widely to meet your eyes from every angle. But a privacy display requires narrowing the light to only reach you. So we engineered the black matrix. The black matrix narrows the path of the light emitted from each pixel, precisely controlling the light visible to you. This new architecture makes up the narrow pixel, which works alongside a newly widened standard pixel engineered to deliver sufficient light in every direction. When privacy display is on, narrow pixels work as the primary light source, so your screen is visible for your eyes only. When privacy mode is off, all the pixels work in tandem, so the screen is visible from every angle. The best part? The privacy display is customizable. Set it to activate for specific apps, or for notifications that may pop up when you least expect them. Galaxy S26 Ultra keeps unexpected notifications automatically hidden for those moments. The power to control what you share with shoulder surfers is in your hands. The privacy display sets a new standard in display innovation.
Deal. I'll take this as a trading. 102.24. This is new. Makes a huge difference.
That's next level display innovation. Privacy built into the display that gives you the choice to shape your mobile experience. And no solution should be one size fits all. For your most sensitive moments, you can toggle on maximum privacy protection. The maximum privacy protection intensifies the privacy effect by adjusting the pixel contrast, bringing down the bright areas and lifting the darker ones, so your screen looks far less readable from the side. But don't just take our word for it. For a very first hands-on, please welcome tech creator, Miles Above Tech. Miles?
Thanks, Rachel. Hey, everyone. I'm Miles, and I run Miles Above Tech. I review all types of tech online, and today I'm super excited to talk about the privacy display on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. It's seriously one of the coolest features I've seen on a phone in years. And here's Riley to help me show you how it works. Right now, I have the privacy display on. You can see my screen clearly, but you can't see it from the sides.
Everything. It was spec perfectly. Everything is nice.
But if I want, I could just go ahead and turn it off like this. Thank you, Riley. This way, I can keep whatever's on my screen private, but also share my screen with my friends. It's like a privacy film I can turn off and on whenever I want. It's a real game changer. And because it's built into the display, it can even work for smaller elements on the screen, like having it turn off for specific notifications or areas of the screen. And then add the new chipset, it really just makes me super excited to review the camera on the Galaxy S26 Ultra as well. I've been reviewing Galaxy cameras for years over the course of their flagship updates. So if you've seen my TikTok or YouTube, you know how impressive they are, especially with the insane zooms and night photography. And I'm so stoked for the next one that the cameras are getting now even better and smarter with AI. But for more on this, here's Mason.
Thank you, Miles. Galaxy cameras are built around the philosophy that photos and videos should help you connect more naturally with the emotions of your moments. We believe that everything you capture becomes life's language. That's why Galaxy cameras are built to capture effortlessly, edit intelligently, and share seamlessly, end to end.
This part is done.
Every shot on the Galaxy S26 series is social media ready, thanks to our advanced Pro Visual Engine and Galaxy AI. The front camera, now powered by an AI image signal processor, brings out more of the finer details, helping you capture the soft strands of hair and natural skin tones, so your selfies look true to life. And the wider aperture in the rear camera channels significantly more light to the sensor. You'll see sharper detail and clearer, more vibrant images, whether you're shooting something far away or up close. Sometimes, when capturing beautiful moments, the sunlight overpowers the shot. When this happens, the Galaxy S26 series instantly balances it out for you, softening those shadows and adding subtle virtual light, like having a reflector right there with you.
1 or 2 miles on it.
Now, where the Galaxy S26 series shines is when the sun goes down. We introduced nightography video, so you can hold on to that atmosphere even in low light. The advanced AP understands the unique characteristics of each camera sensor, so grain is reduced even more effectively. Faces and details stay sharp, while the background looks cleaner and more defined.
Long term, like long distance.
Now, let's take a look at how the Galaxy S26 series brings those unforgettable nights to life.
Nobody will complain. Very few people will complain. Sometimes you try to
Hi, my name is Ronnie Kivon. I'm a film director, and I primarily showcase my work through social media.
They're going to be happy families.
I usually film with a cinema camera, so this is my first time creating a project using a phone. And so at night is the perfect symbol of that vibrant feeling I was looking for. So that led me to putting the nightography video to the test. Night scenes normally require a ton of lighting, but I was super impressed by the Galaxy S26 Ultra picking up clean and beautiful shots in extremely dark environments without any grain. This concept required a ton of facial expressions and emotions, and the camera picked it up even in the darkest light. This is the first time I've ever shot a short film on a phone, and it did not feel like a setback at all to me. This phone genuinely feels like having a cinema camera in your hand, I'm so excited to show a sneak peek of my film, and I hope you all enjoy.
I love the shots. I think they're gonna look so good.
Not bad for marketing. I think for the movie it's gonna look good. Family movies, stuff like that. Well, you should watch Disney movies and stuff. Why you go on the road trip? You can watch the whole. You just put Disney Plus and let the whole shit through.
Thank you, Monique. I can't wait to see the final film. But lighting is only half the challenge. The other, motion. Life doesn't stand still. You want a camera that can capture the action without the shake. On the Galaxy S26 series, Super Steady with horizontal lock helps you capture what would otherwise fly by in steady footage, automatically maintaining a level horizon, so you don't have to constantly watch the frame. That's what makes Galaxy S26 series great for everyone.
Title is clean, on the paperwork
And for those
is good.
creators who want a more professional workflow, Galaxy S26 Ultra unlocks advanced video recording with the APV codec.
So I'm gonna check
Now
the
available
course.
for the first time
Typecam,
ever.
I'm gonna check the
APV codec supports
The
high
100
bit rates
and
and near lossless quality. So you can record
it's
everything
a
in up to
humble
8K
joy. It's a
while
base model.
retaining
It's a
more
22,
detail through rounds of
brand new.
editing. You can also
Not bad.
capture directly to external storage as you film. Shooting with Galaxy is like carrying a pocket-sized pro-grade camera.
Oh, look at the crab case. That's what I was talking about.
This entire show using the Galaxy
Damn.
S26 Ultra.
Yo, no, that's sick. All right, I'll give him that. Let's set the marker. That's 42, 24.
Capture is just the beginning. Built-in
Nice.
presets let
Very
you apply a
nice.
cinematic grade from your device,
Oh, man.
so you can create your style
This
right
is
away.
corporate.
Then, if you
right
want
there.
deeper control, you can bring that footage into editing tools like DaVinci Resolve or LumaFusion. We believe the intelligence inside the camera should make every part of your day easier.
I was in, and
That means an
last but not
end-to-end
least,
experience, from
24.
snapping to editing, sharing, even when you're capturing information. Galaxy AI understands when you're trying to scan
The top
and
comes
helps
off
you
in
create
sections.
a
Front
clean
and back,
copy.
it's like 4
It
targets.
automatically smooths wrinkles
Serious
and
business.
folded corners and even removes your finger. You can even easily
I
combine the
even forgot.
scans into
Yo,
one
I forgot
PDF.
about that.
You just point,
This is
capture,
gonna
and
be
go. Galaxy
that's
AI
what
takes
video
care of the
does.
rest without having to download any separate apps. Galaxy AI can also help unlock your creative potential. We know you love using AI Eraser to remove distractions and tidy up your shots, but Photo Assist takes that capability a step further. It doesn't just let you remove what was there. It helps you add what should have been there. Like when you've captured an almost perfect photo, just missing that one thing that would tie everything together, like your pet. You can simply merge them from another shot. Just describe how you want to combine the photos and watch Galaxy AI complete the moment. It's easy, intuitive, and all done on your Galaxy S26 series.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one.
Galaxy AI also makes prompt-based editing practical for everyday needs.
All right, so that's
Maybe you have a photo with a great smile,
done.
and you want an outfit that fits the
And
mood better. You can
we'll
tell
be right
Galaxy
back, ladies
AI
and
what you
gentlemen.
want to adjust,
So right back in.
and just
Let's
like
get a quick
that,
prayer in.
you
and
can
we'll
generate
start
a
our day.
whole new
Ready?
wardrobe.
Here we go.
Or say
Thank you,
your
Heavenly
friend
Father,
took a
for the
bite before
blessings
you
in our
got a
lives.
shot
Thank
of
you,
the
Heavenly
dessert.
Father, for the blessings in our lives.
Galaxy
Worry not
AI can
about what we
restore
don't
the
have,
missing
because we're in the
piece
process of getting
so you
it,
can
and
have your
we're
cake
going to
and
do
eat
it.
it too.
Amen. Amen. May you have an amazing day today. where you conquer everything in the
But this
path,
isn't just about
and everything that
quick
you touch
fixes.
from the solid gold bars
It's also about
and silver
having fun.
bars, and beautiful precious
Galaxy AI
gemstones
lets
such
you
as
lean into
moissanite
your
or
creative
laboratory-grown
side by
diamonds,
adding a
or any
completely
laboratory-grown gem.
unexpected
Always remember to
twist.
dream big because dreams come true.
Because
Happened
all
to
this
me,
is part
and
of the
for a
Galaxy
fact
AI
it's gonna happen
experience,
to you.
you
I
can
love you
edit
guys so much.
straight from your
We'll be right
phone
back.
without
I gotta
downloading
check
an
on my
app.
charities. I gotta go
And for
help out the
transparency,
family
we're
with this
tagging
proof of
all
concept brick and
AI-generated
mortar
content
location for
so
their
you always
franchise.
know
My nephews
what's
actually
been
are building this
enhanced.
franchise. And
The same goes for when
from
you
there, I
want to
gotta go
completely
back to my
transform
office,
an
teach
image.
engineering. I
I'm
gotta
sure you've
link
seen
up with
those
the world.
animation
I gotta
photos
send
generated by
emails. I
AI.
gotta reach out to the
Now, you
proprietors,
can produce
promoters,
that kind
the
of work
investors,
easily
the
with
different
Galaxy
groups.
AI.
I gotta run the marketing
Pick an
campaign.
option
So
that
we
speaks
got
to
to
you.
go because
Watercolor
if not, we're
painting,
gonna be late.
a retro anime,
If you're
or
on
even a
time,
3D
you're already
tune,
late according to our
and your
standards. So
photo
we'll be right back.
transforms
Fasten
on
to
the
do this.
spot.
Love y'all so much. Hi, Nulani.
Doesn't that look gallery
Yo,
worthy?
I will leave this back to work. It's for you, baby.
And when inspiration strikes, you can
Shout
open
out to my
Creative Studio and
nephews.
explore new ways to work with your photos.
Shout out to
Like
Ian,
generating stickers,
Logan, and
one,
Enzo.
or a whole
And
collection
my
to
baby
drop in
girl,
your socials
you already
or
know
blog
who
post.
beat right back. You heard me?
And it can even generate one-of-a-kind wallpaper.